when I tell this story, you know, you always hear about it happening, but you never think it can happen to you. Well, it happened to me, and I needed some skills. And one reason I'm telling this story, because I have a hard time and I'm starting to tear up, but I tell the story because this is a great story, because I get to hug him and I put him in his bed every night and tell him I love him, because he's still here. And that's why I want to tell this story. You know, if you're offered any training, especially where it could help you or your family or any loved ones, you better take it. On November 21st, he was sitting on the floor and he was playing with my daughter and she was eating marshmallows, and I saw it happen, but it happened so quick I couldn't do nothing. She handed him a marshmallow and he swallowed a whole. And when I got to him, he was grabbing his throat, and I tried to dig it out and tried to dig it out, and the more I dug, the more I made him bleed, and I ripped all the skin off my knuckles, and then you know, I knew we were in trouble, so I told Shauna, my wife, to call 911 and get Callie, my daughter, out of the house, because I didn't want her to see it, because I knew it wasn't going to be pretty. So I gave up on trying to get it out. I started giving him CPR, chest compressions. I did chest compressions, well, for the call took 8 minutes before anybody got there, the 911 call. And when he was doing chest compressions, I could turn him from the most god-awful purple you could see to red, so I knew it was doing good. I totally gave up on cleaning out his airway. I just kept doing chest compressions. The first responders got there, like I say, 8 minutes after it happened, and they never could get the marshmallow out either. They eventually put a tube through the marshmallow to get him air. We met the ambulance on the road with him, put him in the ambulance, and they took him to Bate County Hospital to get him stabilized for transport to Children's Mercy. He was transported to Children's Mercy. He was on a ventilator for around 24 hours before he was even responsive. Children's Mercy prepared us for the worst. Like I say, about 24 hours before he was off the ventilator, then we got him out of ICU, and he was like 11-month-old newborn. He couldn't hold his head up or anything like that. And it's been a long, hard road, but we went through a lot of therapy with him and everything else, and he is pretty much back to normal today. MoDOT taught me infant CPR. I went through it on 9/1/11, and this happened 11/21/11. I was pretty thankful to know them skills.
At the time I was working at St. Charles Maintenance, and so I was on a sign truck, and I had to go repair a overhead sign that required me to climb up in the back of the actual sign truck. And I didn't pay attention to it, but it was like on a slanted hill just a little bit where I had to position the truck. And normally when you climb up and down the ladder, you can just put the ladder back up and it stays in its position. But I guess because of the way the truck was leaning forward just a little bit, when I got all of my tools out of the truck and I climbed out of the truck and then I put the ladder back in this upright position, I turned around to go towards the sign, and immediately the steel ladder came slamming down on top of my hard hat. It was actually this hard hat it came slamming down on. And it shocked me. And then I looked at my hard hat, and then it made an indentation into my hard hat. And I just thought, wow, just at that exact moment, when the institution of the hard hats was put in place, it's when it saved my life, because I could have been badly hurt from it. I would rather wear the hard hat now, especially after that incident. You know, now I'm an advocate wearer of the hard hat. And, you know, it's hot at times, but at the same time, too, you know, it saves your life. I'd rather go home safely, you know, in the same condition I came in.
Cutting brush and trees here on Route BB in Taney County. I was on a very steep slope line. As I was moving down the slope line, I attempted to step on some ground that I thought was solid. However, it was not. It was hollow. And as I stepped on the ground, I fell forward and straight down, head first, about 8 feet. Then impacted with a big rock with my hard hat. It stopped me from falling any further. So I can definitely say, without the hard hat, I could have had a very bad injury as a result of that fall.
The day I was working, I was on Highway DD, and I was running the sickle bar and the tractor. It was a sunny, clear day. It was a little cool. I usually always have all of my PPE protection, but I usually take extra protection also. That day I was very glad that I had it. One of the things that they like us to use are the earplugs, but I usually take the larger these are like, I guess these are just a little more protection, and I hook them to the back of my hard hat. And I had them over my safety glasses so they held everything in place. And I think that really protected me that day, because when I cut through it, it let go and it came toward me so quickly that I couldn't duck or anything. It hit me pretty quick. In fact, you can see where it actually scratched the ear thing, and then it slid into my face and then the branch embedded into my cheekbone. So, it all happened so quickly, but without the safety glasses on, they're saying that it would have been able to slide right up into my eye and puncture my eye, so I would have lost my eye. And the doctor said I was very, very fortunate, but I feel like there's a little bit of responsibility there too. I was fortunate, but I had all my PPE on, and I know that I know for a fact if I didn't have this PPE on, I wouldn't be able to stand here today and have both of my eyes working as well as they are. The hard hat, the ear protection, and my safety glasses. And they were able to take the impact, take it away from my face, and save my life.
A couple months back, I had a mower accident. I was mowing behind a guardrail. It became too steep, ended up sliding down the hill off a concrete culvert, hit the culvert, broke 2 ribs, 6 stitches in my lip. It was very quick. 2 seconds was all it took. It can happen so fast, and I don't care how much experience you got, it can happen to anybody. Things you want to remember though are always wear your seatbelt. It saved my life that day. The other thing that helped a lot was I was wearing my hard hat, had a face shield on it. It was either scrape my face on the face shield or on that concrete culvert. We had mowed all day. It was toward the end of the day. This was the last guardrail. Looking back on it, if I had to do it over again, I would have left it. But always keep your roll bar up, your seatbelt on, and wear your PPEs.